Welcome to TCB. I'm going to explain the material certification requirement type test certification 3.1, 3.2, and all that. There is a standard EN 10204. This standard specifies the requirement for type of certification. For example, 3.1 certification, what it means and what an MTC or a test report should contain as minimum. Also, 3.2 certification, what is 3.2 certification and what a test report typically must contain. TCB is an inspection company and we are a type A inspection company, which is an independent third-party inspection company as per ISO 17020 standard. And as an inspection company, we have developed procedure to guide our inspector to be familiarized fully on this certification requirement. I have great pleasure to share this with you all for your learning. Let's dive in. PCB Material Certification Requirement BSEN 10204 2004 is the latest version that we are following. So this is our procedure. There are some type of inspection specified, which is non-specific inspection. This means the inspections are done on the item, not specific for a particular order that is going to a customer, or this is not done for a customer against their order. It is a generic inspection done by the manufacturer on their material or that type of material. So which gives kind of a generic declaration of conformity. We are talking here about specific inspection, which is made on equipment or products made against a particular order, a particular client. So specific inspection is always done on items produced against an order for a specific customer. Now, this is what it says: inspection carried out before delivery according to the product specification on the products to be supplied or on test unit of which the product suppliers are part of, in order to verify that these products are in compliance with the requirement of the order. For example, items those are meant to be supplied to customer, and TCB inspection personnel inspects and certifies those items before delivery against a specific order. This is a specific inspection. This is an example of specific inspection. Manufacturer means manufacturer is the organization that manufactures the respective product according to the requirement of the order. For example, Tata Steel, ArcelorMittal, Outokumpu, Sumitomo, Bao Steel, just for they're some of the very reputed steel products manufacturer. Intermediaries are those who are in between the buyer and the supplier. Organizations which is supplied with the product by the manufacturer, which then in turn supplies them without further processing or after processing without changing the properties specified in the purchase order and referenced product specification. Now, intermediaries could be a trader, for example, or some company which is doing beveling. Say one pipe mill is producing only pipes, steel pipes, stainless steel pipes, or whatever. They are not doing the end preparations. Now, an intermediary is buying those pipes and they are doing the beveling operation. Now, beveling operation does not alter the mechanical properties or chemical properties of the pipes that were supplied. But well, they have to maintain the traceability. So this is an intermediary. An intermediary is another organization in between who can buy the material from the manufacturer and supplies it to the buyer, or does some kind of processing which does not affect the property of the material. That's very important. Let us talk about what is the requirement for specific inspection 3.1. 3.1 is a document issued by the manufacturer in which they declare conformity to the specified requirement with the test results. And I will show you one 3.1 certificate and also 3.2 certificate. This document is validated by the manufacturer's authorized inspection representative independent of the production department. That's very important. This means the inspection department or authorized person who is signing or endorsing this document is free from any conflict of interest. They're within the organization, but coming from a completely different department, quality control or quality assurance department, and they are not responsible for the manufacturing process. Though this certification is done by the organization's independent department who are free from any responsibility for the manufacturing process. That's what it means. Standard allows, for example, the chemical composition for the finished pipe is not going to change from the billets. Now, the billets might be produced by them or coming from some other organization. So, the billet are coming from a heat number and lot number. That lot number can be used by the steel pipe manufacturer who might not produce the billets. They buy the billets and they will further process. So the chemical composition of the billets can be transferred to the certificate produced by the steel pipe manufacturer because in the processing, the chemical composition does not change. So that's allowed, but they have to maintain traceability. In other words, these pipes are made from this batch or heat of billets. Now, why 3.1 certification is needed? 3.1 certification gives some greater level of confidence that there is an independent inspection within the organization with freedom to do whatever test is required as per the standard. The independent department within the organization are sampling the product, performing the test, and certifying the product meets the requirement of the standard and the customer. This is 3.1 certification. Now, what is 3.2 certification then? 3.2 certification is little more stringent. This is a document prepared by the manufacturer's authorized inspection representatives, means there is an inspection department within the organization or a separate department responsible for certification of the product. Could be test laboratory, could be quality control department, could be quality assurance department, whatever you call them, but they're independent. They don't have any role in the production process. Now, independent of the manufacturing department is very important. Now, let me explain what 3.2 is. The products are manufactured by the manufacturing department. There is a quality control or quality assurance department. Those are responsible to assuring that those products meet the requirement of the standard. So they can take samples, they witness the test at different stages, and they sample the products, perform the test, for example, mechanical test, NDT, hydro test, final visual, and whatever test is required. And they endorse the certificate that it is meeting the requirement. On top of this, there is another inspection body who is also embedded in the system who may be assigned by the customer or by legal authority, or even the supplier can hire an independent inspection company to come and witness those tests and certify that they have also independently observed and witness the tests and certify the product. So there'll be two parties involved. One is the independent inspection body. Another one is the inspection department within the organization. That gives greater confidence because when a third party inspection engineer from a notified body or from an inspection body comes, they will perform independent inspection, do proper sampling and witness everything that gives greatest level of confidence. So 3.2 certification gives highest level of confidence to the buyer that not only the manufacturer produced it right, there was an inspection within their organization, and there was a third party who also witnessed all that test. This is 3.2 certification. Now I will show you one 3.2 certification now. Say this is a material test certificate produced by Hanyong Valiant Steel Tube Company. We recently did an inspection for seamless pipes, 16 schedule, 40, schedule 80, different grade X52, X60, and many other grades. This particular material is the client was MECC, and this is the contract number, purchase order number this. So this material has been manufactured against this particular order. So all requirements of this particular purchase order will be applied into this order. Now this is 6-inch schedule 40 grade X52 pipe, right? So this is the material specification that the manufacturer Hanyong produced, and this comes with EN 10204 2004 3.2 certification. Why 3.2? There will be an inspection department quality manager of their organization was responsible to endorse this document, and there are two inspection bodies. We have done inspection on behalf of the client. Our client was mechanical engineering and contracting company, and there was another inspection body, Applause, on behalf of the end user. They also were present when the tests were performed. Everything was witnessed. So this meets the requirement of 3.2 certification. Now 3.2 certification will certainly have lot identification, because this lot and heats where the pipes are coming from. So all pipes can be traced to this lot number and heat number. Each bundle is identified, number of pieces, total length, and total weight, and all that. So the test results are provided here. The Charpy impact test values are given here, which were witnessed by our engineer. The mechanical properties, tensile strength, yield point, elongation, hardness, all those things are inspected by them, witnessed by our engineer. So here you will find the tensile strength is required minimum 460 MPa, maximum 760. All the results are within this level, within this limit. So the mechanical test meets the requirement. Now yield point minimum is 360 and maximum is 530 megapixel, and the results are within this. And then elongation minimum required is 22%. What we found is 32%, 35%, 33%. So all the results are okay. Now hardness 238 HV10 is acceptable at the outside on the surface and the inside, as well as through thickness the middle. So we will cut a sample, and outside the pipe surface tests will be done, inside will be done, and from the side in the middle, so that at throughout the section everywhere the hardness was within acceptable limit. So outside 238 middle 238, that's the requirement, and all the values are reflected here, and all these are meeting the requirement. And now here you see the chemical properties are also given. Typically for these carbon, manganese, silicon, sulfur, phosphorus, copper, nickel, chromium, molybdenum, vanadium, niobium, all those elements have got a required limit specified by the standard. So when we are looking at this chemical composition, first we'll look at the standard, what is the maximum and what is the minimum value specified. For example, let me enlarge it slightly. say for batch number or lot number 24105663, right? Now we are seeing carbon percentage can be maximum 0.16%. That's maximum allowed. So here we find these are the values. Now this is product analysis, this is heat analysis. So the heat analysis that is coming from billets, because in billets chemical composition will not change as I have mentioned. So when they are taking the billets and piercing it and making the pipes, the chemical composition will not change. So these are the chemical composition of the heat analysis. And this is product analysis. Product analysis means these are the values taken from these particular pipe, and there is a comparison done. So you can see 0.16 is maximum allowed. Heat analysis and product analysis shows some variations are allowed. 0.15, 0.16, 0.16, 0.16, 0.14. So all these values are within limit. So we'll say that carbon requirement has been fulfilled. Silicon 0.45 maximum allowed. 37, 36, 35. So this means 0.37, 0.36, 0.35. These are the values. Silicon also meets the requirement. Now, manganese is 165 means 1.65 percentage. Now, the requirement, this is maximum. Now, the actual value 143, 142, 140, 141, 142. So they all are below the maximum level specified by the standard. So this is also acceptable. Phosphorus and sulfur are actually impurities. The 0.002, 0.008 are allowed. So these are very much lower than the requirement. Copper, nickel, chromium, molybdenum, vanadium, niobium, titanium, aluminium, calcium, boron, and nitrogen, all these things are specified maximum and minimum level, and all are within this. So that's what is the presentation of the true value of the material properties reflected. So these were all witnessed by our inspection engineer, also by the client's representative, by the buyers and users representative. So they can genuinely claim 3.2 certification. I hope your understanding of 3.1 and 3.2 is very clear. To sum up, 3.1 is independent inspection by the organization. So there'll be a separate QA/QC department or quality control department or testing department will certify the product, and they are free from any manufacturing responsibility. They're independent. And in 3.2, in addition to an independent inspection team within the organization, there'll be third parties either from client side or hired by the manufacturer who are truly an independent third party type A inspection body. PCB is a type A inspection body. What is type A inspection body means? Type A inspection body is considered to be completely independent third-party inspection body. So we are not part of any other organization where there is a conflict. We are not involved in manufacturing, trading, or any other services. So an independent third party means we cannot even do design of products. Independent third party means, type A means they are not involved in any other business which can come into conflict with the independent certification of the product. CB does not have any other business which conflicts with our independent inspection and certification process. For example, if we are part of a trading organization, then there is a potential threat that we are certifying our group's products and so on. So we are very careful in choosing even our partners. We are not represented in any countries by any organization who might potentially raise concern on our independence and perception of our independence. So once we certify a product, that truly meets 3.2 requirements.